So launch our session. Thank you once again for joining us. Here is our brief introduction and overview of the energy efficiency call of the Energy Challenge of Horizon 2020. Just introducing my co-speakers are Nathalie Clicquot, Paul Audi, and Adrian Boulier, all project officers here at the EASME. What would you achieve today? Well, first of all, a very brief introduction to Horizon 2020 and the basic principles of that program. Many will be familiar with EU programs. Some of you may not be familiar with those programs. So what we'd like to do is to give you those basic principles at this stage. Then also like to introduce you to the types of actions, the types of activities that can be carried out, and the related technology readiness levels in relation to those actions. And then to look at the challenges, the specific topics which Europe is facing in terms of energy efficiency and sustainable energy. What is Horizon 2020? Again, many of you will know about it, but it is in effect the new research and innovation funding program of the European Union, running from 2014 until 2020, with a budget of nearly 80 billion euros. It's a single program which couples research and innovation. That's it's streamlining and accelerating the pickup of new innovative technologies and approaches from their research into market uptake through innovative means. So we're talking about a program where through which we want to accelerate this uptake of innovation in the market. The focus on societal challenges facing EU society, and of course it's very broad. It's covering all of those challenges: health, clean energy, transport, to name but a few of them. Of course, we're going to focus on energy and in particular the energy efficiency part of the energy challenge which Europe is faced with. A simplified program in comparison to previous EU programs. That does not mean to say, of course, that there's not a lot to learn or a lot of questions to be asked, so we would encourage you to ask those questions. One of the objectives of today is to support you in your application so that we can receive very high quality proposals which can really support research and innovation in order for Europe to meet its energy challenge. In terms of budget, how is this budget broken down? This 80 billion that we were speaking about. Here you can see an overview of that budget breakdown, and I would immediately focus in on the societal challenges faced by Europe, where just 1/3 of the budget is dedicated to those societal challenges. Societal challenge, I mentioned there's a number of them. You see in health mentioned, food security and sustainable agriculture, smart, green and integrated transport, collection, environment, resource efficiency and raw materials, innovative and reflective societies, and of course a secure society for Europe and its citizens. Together with that group of challenges is also the challenge which is reflected in Europe's 2020 energy targets and the new targets which are being put in place towards 2030, and the decarbonization strategy towards 2050 is for secure, clean and efficient energy. Here you can see almost 6 billion of financing is available during that 7-year period from 2014 to 2020 for the support of research and innovation projects in the area of secure, clean and efficient energy. And break down the energy challenge. We can see that it is split into 3 separate areas. One is energy efficiency, the second smart cities and communities, and third is competitive low carbon energy. All these are addressed by different calls for proposals. We'll also see that there is the SME and Fast Track to Innovation budget, which is a separate open call for small to medium enterprises. Today we're going to be focusing on the energy efficiency call, that is to say the almost 100 million euros of support which is available in both 2014 and 2015. Reflected on the fact that we're talking about streamlining the process of research and innovation and linking it to market uptake measures with a view to accelerating the pace by which we move towards our energy and climate policy targets. And that is reflected in the whole structure of the call, which we will present to you today. Give you an overview of the energy efficiency call for the next 2 years. There are basic deadlines there to remember, but certainly today we're going to be focusing on the first 2 deadlines. The for 2015 are indicative and subject to change, and we won't be going into them in too much detail today. Those of you who are familiar with other programs such as the Intelligent Energy Europe program, you will see that this is reflected in a type of activity within this within Horizon 2020, which is called a coordination and support action. Just to inform you that the support on the energy efficiency call and its management for implementation is carried out by the EASME. To some of the basic principles, we do have a single set of rules for all actions. And in comparison to the previous framework program for research, also a single funding rate per project. That means that all the different types of actions have the same funding rate. We will come to this later. But within any one specific project, you will find that we have a single funding rate for that project. There's also a single indirect cost model, which is 25% overheads on the total costs, and a single time to grant from the mission deadline until grant signature of 8 months in total. Just to reflect on a few things which are specific to the energy efficiency call, was one of the calls for proposals which has the largest proportion of coordination and support activities, with the activities within this call being balanced between research and innovation actions, research actions, and coordination and support activities. One of the important things to point out is that for the majority of the topics under this call, the minimum number of participants is 3 participants from 3 different countries. They're from the EU and or from associated countries. Beyond that, actually, this is one of the most open research and innovation programs in the world, and a vast number of countries can participate in the actions which are supported, and also a large number of other countries, third countries, can also receive funding from the program itself. In terms of the general support which you can receive on Horizon 2020 and this call in particular, I would like to point out that participants have a single entry point for making their application, and this is through the Research and Innovation Participant Portal. They can access the electronic submission system for submission of proposals or for your participation in the proposals. There you can access the application forms, and on some of the terminology, because once you start to apply for funding, you will start to recognize Part A of a proposal and Part B and various other annexes which you may be requested to submit at the time of your proposal. Also, just to inform you that you can also receive the call-specific forms, registering your proposal and downloading the forms from each specific topic. There's a vast array of documentation to support Horizon 2020. So although there is much simplification, there's also a large volume of information which you may need to look through. Critical aspects to know are the work program, which topics and the challenges faced by Europe, which describes the technology readiness levels, which gives an indicative project size. And work program includes all the conditions, including budget, deadlines, and exceptions. So it's worth your while to read closely this work program, in particular the topics which you are interested in addressing under Horizon 2020. Find in all this documentation on the participant portal, you can find the rules for participation, that the basic regulation and the overarching rules for participation of organizations. You can find all the general axes which are related to the countries which can participate, the eligibility criteria, the types of action which we will introduce to you today, and the evaluation criteria by which your proposals will be evaluated by independent experts. You can find the proposal submission and evaluation material that I mentioned to you earlier, including the different processes, the role of experts, and you need to get in touch with the European Commission. You also find access there to getting in touch with Commission staff. All of this, at the core of it, you will find the application forms, which are the basic forms for preparing your proposal, and my colleagues will present that to you later on today. You find support for energy efficiency call. You can contact the EASME energy team via a single entry point where we will respond to all your inquiries relating to the energy efficiency call. That's the EASME energy mailbox, which you can see here on this slide. There are many other sources of information. We've introduced a small call-specific page which gives an overview of the call for proposals in a nutshell. And then you can also visit the Horizon 2020 general website in order to obtain the full set of information which is available regarding all the legal background and accompanying documents. Free questions can also be found on the participant portal, and you can also contact the contact points around about Europe for specific inquiries. This, I think, is a critical slide in order for you to be able to contact us so we can support you in the preparation of your proposals if you have queries which you need to contact us about. At this point, I would say that in some previous programs it's been possible to carry out a pre-proposal check. This is not the case for Horizon 2020. This is a challenge-based approach. The challenge has been put forward by the European Union after consultation with the member states, recognized challenges that Europe is faced with. In the field of energy, we have significant challenges in order to reach our climate and energy targets, and the call proposals has been put together in order to reflect those challenges. We now leave it to you to go forward with your solutions in order to assist Europe in getting those targets and meeting its targets and its commitments. From my side, I will now hand you over to colleagues, and we will be available for your questions and answers at the end of the session, and you can also reach us via the single entry point indicated there, EASME Energy. Thank you very much for your attention.